Hello, my name is Ruthie Coleman-Lister, and today I come here to speak to you about something very important. But first I want to ask you something. Can you read? Do you know if the kid down the block can read? Do you know if your next door neighbor, your elderly neighbor next door can read? If not, that's very important information to know, because reading something that seems so common is not so. We need to make sure that the kid down the block know how to read, so as they can have a more productive life when they grow up. The senior citizen, whereas most would think that it doesn't matter because they are elderly and someone should be taking care of this and stuff, they still want to be productive citizens. And so we need to make sure that they do know how to read so as not to be taken advantage of, so they can make sure that they're doing things that's productive in their lives and stuff, and still serving a purpose in the world as they want or should be. Also, there are hundreds of students right here in your community that does not know how to read or illiterate. There are senior citizens that this has been going on for so long, it's just a way of life for them. They have people to do things for them, or they're being taken advantage of on a daily basis because their inability to read or to be literate. What we need to do is we're going to have to help our community. We need to teach to read. We need to take a few moments out of our time every week and stuff and go to the local libraries, go to the senior citizens, go to the neighbor's house, volunteer at the after-school programs to teach someone to read. Now, with the children, we want them to be productive. The reason why I say children and seniors, and it seems like I'm missing a whole big scope in between. Well, the young adults, the middle-aged people and stuff, it's more easy for them to take advantage of different programs and all that. And with all the modern-day technology, they already have their foot in the door. But because some of the children, they haven't gotten a hold to yet, and it's going to be prevalent for them to learn this and be productive. And for the senior citizens and stuff, they've already passed that threshold and stuff. The senior citizens don't know anything about all the modern technology, the iPads, the cell phones. They don't know about texting and all of that and stuff, and they're taking advantage of. So if we can teach them to read, then perhaps they can go on the internet and they can do their bill pay and stuff. They don't have to have somebody doing it for them. They won't feel like they have to rely on someone and everything. For reading and stuff, the children need to know how to be able to do any kind of reading. Now we have regular books, workbooks, we have electronic books, we have it all and stuff, and we need to be able to know that our children as well as our senior citizens take advantage of. Most of you already know when we're talking about senior citizens, their favorite thing for most of them is going to be their choice of religious material is the Bible. They want to be able to read that, and nowadays they can even have that read to them electronically, but they need to know how to work the electronics to be able to hear the Bible being read to them. It is very prevalent that we teach our kids to read because they're going to need this and being productive. They're going to need it to, read the signs and stuff, and everyday thing that we take for granted and stuff. I always said, if you can read a recipe, you know how to cook. The key is that if you can read and stuff. So this reading takes place, and it's a big tool in our everyday life. And it's just taken for granted. And people just, I don't know if everyone think that people just wake up knowing this or what. They don't. That's why you have the kids that they just being passed along and they don't know how to read. I've seen kids where because they're illiterate, they don't know how to read, they're embarrassed, so they act out and stuff. And that's their defense mechanism because they don't know the material. Nobody have taken the time out to show them. You would think that just because they go to school every day that they know how to read. Don't take that for granted. We need to make sure it is. We have to have reading stations. We have to have people volunteering, taking a few moments of their time. Instead of going pay around and golf this week, then take their time to go out and teach someone to read. The senior citizens, once you teach them to read, then more than likely they can learn how to use electronic devices and everything. So it's more important that we as a community teach our kids and our senior citizens. Those are the ones we want to get a grasp of and make sure that they know. Because the ones in between, all of those is in between the young adults and the middle-aged adults, we more than likely can grasp the material. So I want to, in conclusion, I would like to say that what kind of world would it be if you can't read directions to come home? What kind of world would it be if that you don't know that these words on this label is something harmful to you and your family and stuff? So, you know, a world without words or words that you can't read is a silent world. And I want to ask you all, haven't we been silent enough about this? Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your.
So,